So this has been a wonderful 2025 as far as the human stories from the Tamil film industry is concerned. And this film is added to that list. Hi guys, this is Farhad and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. If you're new to this channel, then please smash that subscribe button now. And as a video ritual, remember to like and comment on the video. Liking and commenting helps fuel the YouTube algorithm. And what do I even say? My heart is full all over again, with the film that we are going to be discussing today, which is called 3 BHK. 3 BHK is a Tamil film which is streaming now on Amazon Prime. It had a theatrical release earlier and I happened to watch it on OTT because of the limited accessibility of the film. And all I want to say is it's such a beautiful film. It's relatable and it absolutely touches your heart. Now, the beauty of this film lies in its simplicity. It's a simple middle class film, middle class story, which is told in the most extraordinary manner, as is the case always. In previously we've seen the human elements in films like Tourist Family, like Madras Matinee, and this one is added to that same genre in which there are human stories to tell. The moment you want to tell human stories, there is a sense of relatability that kicks in right up. This is a story of a middle class family who want a 3 BHK or a home rather, not necessarily a 3 BHK, but a home for themselves in the city of Madras. And what the film does is it actually spans over a period of say 20-21 years. It starts from 2006, goes up till 2027, and it actually is a coming of age story of the entire family, which is comprising of 4 members, which is the character of Sarath Kumar, of Devyani, of Meetha, and of Siddharth. These are the 4 members of the family, and it's actually a very heart-touching film. Now, coming to the story and screenplay, one of the beautiful aspects of the story here is the characterization. And here, when you are introduced to the character of Vasudevan, which is played by Sarath Kumar, you actually, he's in a way very similar to the character of Kanan, who was in Madras Matinee, the film Madras Matinee. And as is the case with a lot of males from the middle class family, that they go on working, without having a particular goal. It's only for benefiting the next generation, is what the goal essentially is. But in that case, Vasudevan is a little different. He always has dreamt of having a place of its own. But this dream is marked with a lot of uncertainty. You don't know, he in fact also doesn't know whether he'd be able to make a home for himself, a little place for himself in the entire city which is there. And that is the crux of the character. He's been working for his siblings, allowed them to settle, now is working for his own family, his young family. Remember, when we are in 2006, his family is young, and that is something that is the driving force for him. But it's again marred by a tragedy. It's like he's like a tragic hero of the family. The second tragic hero of the family is the eldest son, which is played by Siddharth. This character's name is Prabhu, and Prabhu also is one of those characters who's essentially coded in the Raju Rastogi characterization, so to say. If you remember Raju Rastogi from 3 Idiots, you remember that he was under a lot of pressure because of the situation that his family was in. Likewise, the case is similar to Prabhu as well. He's not good in studies. In fact, you don't even know whether he would be good in studies if the pressure wasn't there. This is because there's a lot of pressure, and you just know that the generational pressure of his father is piling onto him slowly but surely. So in a scene when you see him, he's failed in a subject, the character of the father doesn't really tell him anything, but he just knows in that moment that a lot is riding on him, and the way he prospers in life for the situation of the family to change. And I think that is a very interesting kind of a relatability that is there between the father and the son, both which are facing similar sort of issues. The common nemesis between the two, in fact, is that of the computer. Of It's a symbol of a booming city which is going towards globalization, you can call it, or you can call it a development that is there. But the computer, is a common thread between the two characters. In a scene, you see Vasudevan, entering his office, and you see him, focusing on to the computer which is there, and he's not used to, working on the computer, and that's automatically a nemesis, almost like an insecurity for him that, the computer is going to take up his job, and if this job is going to go, then how are they going to earn money? And if they don't earn money, leave alone the flat, the survival will be difficult. So the crux is survival here. On the other hand, when it comes to Prabhu, the character of Prabhu, you see him, he wants to be a mechanical engineer, he aspires to be that. You see, machines are his passion, but at the last moment in a scene, you see a character convincing him about taking up IT because it is going to boom in the near future. You almost see him, making a turn and a twisted decision of actually opting for IT just for the betterment of his family, not because of whether he has interest in it or not. That is a quality that is very relatable to most of the boys in the family, I would say. Looking, one eye is always on the situation of the family before you tend to choose a career, and that is the sad reality of the middle class, like you and me are a part of. And I think that's what adds to the relatability. Some of the other characters here are also interesting. The character of the daughter, which is played by Meeta, character's name is Aarti. She again is a character who's a younger daughter, so automatically, the commentary of a character is necessarily about that of patriarchy. Just so that the focus is only on Siddharth. So the family's focus is that if Siddharth's character prospers, the family prospers, but the focus deviates from the character of Aarti, who's actually good in studies, but she's willing, to willingly sacrificing her own life, to safeguard the interests of the family, which is particularly to buy a home, even as they move from one rented home to another. In that sense, Aarti is very practical, and she lays out a blueprint for the family as well, to follow a particular schedule in order to, save XYZ amount at the end of the year, which will be crucial to fill the deficit to buy the home, if you know what I mean. So, in that sense, it's a feminine gaze to the situation of having to save and to choose the ruins of the war and to live with that, and within that space also try and save money, much like the character of the mother also, who's always silent supporter but a calming influence on the family. And I think that is a very interesting kind of a situation. Aarti, by the way, is known to speak her mind as well, but it is only when things get unbearable to her. But the family, it's almost like it works like a tragic drama, so to say, because it goes from one obstacle to another, so much so that you don't see them, celebrating the smaller victories. For Aarti, it is about, marrying someone from an affluent family simply because that stability would bring her family stability as well. For the character of Prabhu, it is a little different. You see him struggling to crack the interview in an IT sector. You see, once he gets into an IT sector after a very long time, you see that his life gets stagnated and there is no promotion. He's just an average Joe in the IT sector. And that is what his, obstacles are. Some of the other external obstacles also include, in a scene you see Vasudevan arranging for the money only for the boom of the city to to zoom the prices of the estate. And I think that was again one of the tragedies also of the film. There's a medical tragedy that is somewhere integrated, so it's one tragedy after another that the film focuses on, and it's kind of episodic, but because the characters are so relatable, you actually pierces your soul, and you feel for the characters, you feel for the emotions of the characters and their journey that is there. Which brings me to the final 30 minutes, which actually conveys a lot of things. It's almost about solving those smaller knots in order to rearrange and recalibrate the dynamics of the family, which is essentially what the film is trying to say. The moment you try to keep things simple, automatically things are going to fall into place, and that is the message that you get. And it's a beautiful bittersweet feeling at the end, which absolutely touches your soul, and it makes for a wonderful screenplay that is there. Coming to the technical aspects, the dialogues, the music, and the direction, I think the dialogues are pretty warm, they are very grounded, and they make for a wonderful watch. I think the music is decent, but if you look at it from the context of the drama, the music also scores. The BGM here maintains a firm thread, a connective thread, you can say, as far as the emotions of the characters are concerned, which actually definitely land throughout the film. And the cinematography is simplistic. It's simplistic, but the frames allow you to be connected to the characters and their journeys. That makes the film beautiful. It's bittersweet, but it's beautiful here. The editing, as I said, is fragmented. It is almost episodic in nature, going from one obstacle to another, to another, to another. But luckily, this aspect is overridden by the written material and the characterization in particular, which is immaculate. The characterization is wonderful here, which actually makes the drama score so well. Director Sri Ganesh, I think he does a wonderful job here, and there's no way he could have landed this drama had he not faced similar situations. So my gut instinct tells me that this might be a chapter from his life, like everybody's lives. It's like a commonality between the families, to middle class families rather, to have this struggle going on. And as they say, living a middle class life is itself an adventure of sorts. Every day you are in that rat race, and that rat race is whether you actually go on to reach your destination or not. And that is what the direction highlights as well, while touching upon a lot of emotions along the way. I felt the performances, and coming to the performances are wonderful as well. There are some of the other characters other than the four, like Vivek Prasanna or Yogi Babu or Saraswati Menon, each of which have important cogs in the screenplay, and they play important parts as well, and they manage to make their marks. Chaitra Achar, I think she was very sincere with her performance, and this is this one character who you see always standing with her man, and I think that's a rare quality in, I would say, in especially when you're living in a joint family, to sacrifice your own needs and put the needs of the family ahead, and never question and always being supportive rather than questioning, always being supportive of the decisions that the family collectively takes. And I think that is the character of Chaitra, and I think she does a wonderful job here as well. Meeta, I think, was a breath of fresh air. I think I've seen her in films like Dada and some of the other films, but I think here she's done a spectacular job. She's fiery, she's impulsive, but she's also very plucky, very gritty with her performance, and that's what a character is. And I think she does a pretty damn well job. Devyani, I think she does a wonderful job as Shanti, the mother, the character of the mother. She's a calming influence on the family, and I think that is something that is wonderfully illustrated in this film at various instances. You almost see her in the background. You never see her as the main character here, and I think that's what the characters close to us are. Some of them rather, like the characters of the mothers, or at times even the characters of the father. They're always there and thereabouts, going about their jobs, quietly, without actually making their presence felt. But when they aren't there, you see the value that they had once brought to the table, and I think that is something that the character epitomizes here. Sarath Kumar, I think he does a wonderful job here. I think he was brilliant to the core as the tragic hero. He's like the unsung hero of the family who's never got the credit, aspires something, but again is clouded by uncertainty. And I think it's a wonderful job here. Even Siddharth, I think the kind of emotions that he brings to the table, of being burdened, of frustration, all of which, is resulting in silent pain. I think that is the character of Siddharth, and I think he does a spectacular job, especially given that it was his coming of age journey as well, as much as that of Sarath Kumar and Neeta and Devyani. All of them, it's a collective coming of age story of a middle class family, and it highlights the harsh struggles behind the great Indian middle class dream. And that's the reality of every family, your family, my family, every middle class family. You take it, if not the home, it is something else, but the struggle is definitely on, and that is again wonderfully highlighted in this beautiful Tamil film called 3 BHK, that will make you smile, but also, will make you shed a tear. Smile in smaller moments, I would say, but largely it is of the struggle of living that adventure of the middle class family, and that is what the film is about. It's highly recommended from my end. One of the best Tamil films that I've seen this year, along with Tourist Family or Madras Matinee. I think this is the same genre that is being tapped, but again efficiently so, and I think it's a wonderful film. You all must watch it. If you've already watched it, let me know what you thought in the comment section. You can also, if you're liking this video, remember to smash that like button, or alternately dislike the video also, in case you've not liked something. Any reaction, any interaction, any engagement with this video helps a small creator like me. It helps boost the algorithm. You can also hype the video if you like. It's once you like or dislike, there's a hype option that would come. So if you hype it, the algorithm automatically boosts the video. You can also, share this video with your friends and family. Ask them to subscribe to the channel. Let's grow this Digi family together. My detailed review of 3 BHK is available on my site, Popcorn Reviews with the double S, the link of which is in the description box below. Remember to visit my site as well, Popcorn Reviews with the double S. I also am available on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd and Nokia. All information is in the description box below. Do visit that as well. I do not end up making a video on everything that I watch, but I do write a lot. All information is present on my site and on my Popcorn Reviews website. And on my social media handles, I would say. So you know what to do. You can follow me there for the captions on social media, and the detailed reviews are on my website. I'll see you again soon with another video. In case there are any recommendations, drop me. I'll keep updating my Excel sheet, and I hope to get to them as soon as I can. As you know, I'm trying to be a little regular once again, but it may take some time for things to settle. Until then, remember to keep tuning into the channel. There are a host of videos that will keep you updated. You can check out the different watch lists that are there from Malayalam, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, at times Hindi and English as well. All you can check out them. I'll see you soon with another video. Till then, take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for your love and support. Cheers.